Fucking Prime Lords. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Okay, so I guess there's two truck sim events going. Minutes to what? So how are you? Anyway, sorry, I know I'm reading this. So I have to do that, and I have to do that. When does this? Oh, well, shit. Okay, the Louisiana event is 8th of February. And the Christmas event is 11th of January. We got plenty of fucking time. Okay, good. Now, we need to purchase. Okay, I guess that's what we're gonna do. I'm so fucking confused. Folks, I will tell you this though. Velora update. Mobile app is underway. It is very basic right now. Very, very basic, but features will hope their way into it. Where am I supposed to go? I'm gonna don't hit shit. Hit shit. Well, we'll catch you later, Prime Lord. Have a good one at work. Thank you for stopping me. No, you're not going, I'm going. Hopefully the volume is right. That doesn't fucking matter. Nobody pays attention. Nobody wants to hear me. We're here for the rest of it. We're here to see me hit shit. I didn't even make a Twitter post. I should have went and done that. I don't think anybody has my Twitter password. I know my music team, they sure as hell are not watching us stream over here. That was close. Close call. It really hurt somebody. This is a game, so I don't care. I go around the pole. I have to set my waypoint. Turtle. Sure. Okay. It's gonna be much easier if I just do this. Just go this way. I just keep going straight, and I just... Yay, no invisible walls. Back on the road. Oh shit, that's not where I'm supposed to turn yet. This is where I'm supposed to turn. Whoa, shit. I was looking at my phone. Let me take care of this shit on my phone. Alright, I'm still trying to do something on my phone at the same time. Hi, On Fire. How are you? I am distracted driving because I am trying to do something on my phone at the same time. I hope you're doing well today. Yeah, I needed a little break, and I didn't realize there's 2 events going on in Truck Sim. I needed to. I'm not going to get into it, but I did hear from one person, and they said there's no reason not to try it, but to be very prepared that you might not be able to change the things you want. That's all I'm going to say. That way it's like nondescript. Since you're here, I can say that without giving... Just have to be prepared for potential roadblocks. Yeah. Oh, trust me, I sat there in my brain and I'm like, how can I say this without saying anything? On another note, which I think you missed, we're getting slightly closer to a functioning Velora mobile app. We do need to get volts and subs and stuff fed into there, of course. But you can watch streams and you can chat, so that exists. I have not tried it on a physical Android device yet, but because it is Flutter based, which is, you know, more Android friendly anyway, If it's running on my, if I can get it to run on my iPhone, it's gonna be fine. That's, I figure when you're working with Flutter, which is the thing that Google has backed, if you can get it to run on the iPhone, it's most likely gonna be smooth sailing on Android. So I haven't even tested that part yet. Need to figure out how to. I don't know. Do I need to like run it fully through Android Studio? The build. I don't remember how to connect. I mean, I could just push it, sideload an APK, I guess. I don't know. If I want debugging attached, I'd have to run it through, I think, Android Studio. Or does IntelliJ or oh shit, where I need? I missed it. We'll go this way. I gotta stop like trying to do stuff on my phone. I just hit a car. Sorry, Merry Christmas. That was my gift to you. I just rammed you from behind. Merry Christmas. Um, I need to stop trying to shit up. Let me check this. Now I am not. Okay, so let's travel. Oh, fuck. Let's travel through the portal because Christmas event. Winterland. Oh, I'm so glad this is not the fucking Halloween one. That's the worst. I can deal with this. I need to design my own truck. Back in the day, for those who are old enough to remember it, do you remember when you could buy American Truck Simulator? It was either $9.97 or $19.97. I don't remember which. On CD at Walmart. This had to have been early Windows XP era, probably. And it wasn't detailed like today's American Truck Simulator. But it did have, I'm pretty sure it had all 50 states plus US and Canada. But it, was, of course, was not to the scale of this. It was like way scaled down and way different. But modding it was so much fun. And making custom trailers and custom truck skins. I need to look into this. I have my own truck skins. I could have like a Velora truck. Why not? Plus, you know that red flow. It's in all our Velora marketing would look really nice as a paint job. No, but it felt good during testing earlier, though, to hop into somebody's stream and say, hey, I am chatting in your stream from an early testing version mobile app. You know, letting people know, look, things are happening. Ouch. It's fucking snow, and this is a big truck. That shouldn't be a thing. But I'm glad I'm getting to take this little break. You know, and it feels good. Getting the first and second redeems and those kind of redeems working. Because, you know, we built all these custom celebration cards and custom channel points cards. The hardest part of that is going to get those to render to match the website. Like, we might have to build, I don't know if we're going to have to build like a React wrapper inside of Flutter. I don't know, because I want them to look the same. I don't want them to look shitty or oh, you know. Um, so because right now they're just basic channel point placeholders. They're very basic cards. And there's no channel point redemption in the app yet. I haven't got that. I mean, once we're there, it's going to be cool. I might release an early version to the app stores that doesn't have many features. Because as you know, with Apple, the first time you push an app is when they scrutinize it the most. So like, and when it takes the longest to get approved, and then updates take less time to get approved. So like, if I can get all the basics working, but like maybe none of the monetization or maybe none of that, just like you watch the stream, you chat, you have channel points, get them to approve that, and then start doing the other stuff, just so that way. And I might just like quietly do that and not like not announce, oh, we've got a mobile app, because it would not be an app I would want people to see. But just like get it past the first checks with them. Okay, look, that's cleared, because updates do get cleared faster. You fucking son of a fucking trailer. That made no sense. Also, I need to figure out my LG Ultra Gear model when I game has decided it wants to like flicker black every so often. And I know the monitor's fine. Ah, shit, wrong way. Wrong way. Trailer dynamics, folks. Trailer dynamics. Hey. But yeah. Is every so often is doing a quick black flicker, and then it's normal again. That calls it good. If that's gonna call it good, I will unload the trailer. This is why we don't do like backing up the trailers. And I'm level fucking 81. I don't really at this point care. Snowy Dream background is what applies. Thank you, I don't care. Okay, so now we need marigolds. Just go down the list. Jobs, external contracts. Marigolds. We're just gonna go down the list. We're gonna get these first 5 Christmas ones done. Okay, we're going this way. Screw the GPS. We're going this way. It's easier. But yeah, I don't know. I gotta figure out what's going on with my monitor. Why we have every few minutes or something flicker. It's kind of a pain in the ass. Or I had one warranty replacement, but that was for... I had a row of dead pixels. I'm not going through that again. I don't want to have to fundraise for a new monitor if something goes wrong. I already need to fundraise to get my bank out of the negative. My bank and my PayPal. Shit. Sorry. Merry Christmas. This is why it's probably good I can't drive in real life right now, because it would be probably the equivalent of this. I mean, I've never been a great driver. I'm a better driver in video games than I am in real life. That's the scary thing. But see, like, some people are confident enough in real life to do the illegal thing and actually check their phone while driving. Me, in real life, back when I could, No, I am like laser focus, hands on wheel, laser focus. Probably because I know that I'm really a terrible driver. I've always been a terrible driver. Um, yeah, my monitor just went black for a second again. That's fun. No, but I've always been a terrible driver. I've never had a fully legal license in either of my what I would consider home states. Um, didn't stop me from driving, but yeah, not good at it. Never been good. I'm just like the mirror thing. You know, going forward is fine. It's the reverse part, the mirror thing. But I'm not good at mirrors in not just cars, in anything, because the way the backwards happens, the flip happens. Mirrors are not a good thing. And I don't know if anybody else ever faces that trouble, but it's a thing. I have problems with mirrors. Okay, monitor stability. I'm gonna have to figure that out. And it's not just when in games, it's like at random. So I don't know, like, just monitor settings I need to change. Or if my monitor just has a problem. Monitor fucking has a problem. I doubt they're gonna replace it again. I'm pretty sure it's out of whatever warranty was left. And I would want another 4K monitor. And I don't. All of my monitors are 4K except for my design monitor, which is actually 5K. I couldn't go back. I could not go back to like a 1080p monitor. Or I don't know if I could go back to a 2K. I really don't. I am very used to the stuff that when I look at like a 1080 monitor, I know that I'm looking at a 1080. The last time I looked at a 720p monitor, it was like, how do people do things on this? This looks terrible. I don't know if that means I'm like spoiled or something, but I mean, I've been in tech my whole life and I've followed it, you know, as it has evolved. And I know people are starting to get on the 6 and 8K train, and that I don't think is going to become normal for a long time. And I hope it doesn't. I have no interest in replacing my TVs. I have no interest in getting 8K monitors. I have no interest. I think 4K is good enough. I really don't think we need to see anything in any more detail than that. For reference, remember the Family Guy episodes? And I don't remember if it was the first episode they did that switched to like high definition or something. And it was like, but it was something around that storyline or about getting a high definition TV. And like everybody was, like the female news anchor was really attractive. And then they got the high def TV and it was like, she's not attractive. Yeah, no, I don't think we need to see any more detail. I think 4K and the HDR10 standard is good enough. My 5K monitor is really nice for design. And I will say it's nice for video editing because if I load up a minimal panel, I can actually still see the full 4K video and have the rest of the 5K monitor for the tools. So for designing stuff, the 5K monitor is great, but outside of that, we don't need more Ks. We're good. We've hit the peak. We don't need to go further. It's all ridiculous. You know? So what are you up to on this Friday? On Friday. The longer I live in Texas, the more I have a little bit of Southern in this. And I don't understand it. Although it's been really good for the country music I do. I mean, I was good at it before, but now when I do country, my few years here in Texas, it's really helped. I've gained a little Southern. But I still have some of the Maine native, although I never had a full Maine accent. You know, I was never the person that words that end in R don't have R's. You know, I've never, and I always found it annoying when you have a doctor or a nurse back home in Maine. You know, these professionally college educated trained people. And they're talking and their R's aren't at the ends of words that have R's. You know, like the Maine accent. No offense to everybody I love back home. It's like when you hear an educated professional with that, it feels unnerving. But it's like then you have to think, no, this is just the Maine accent, you know. And so I'm glad I don't have the traditional Maine accent. And my mother was from California, and despite many years in Maine, never gained it. Dad was born and raised in Maine. He had a very, you know, interesting version of it. And another thing that Maine people say, not so much young Maine people, but older Maine people, you know the thing on top of your house that Santa's supposed to, you know, climb down? It's called a chimney. You know, a lot of Maine people and the Maine accent and that stuff, a lot of them, it's chimney. And I have no idea why. I don't know where that is, but that's something back home you would hear a lot from like older Maine people. And I don't understand it. I never will understand it, but it is a thing. Yeah, but it's a thing. It's a thing. Yeah, it's a very interesting thing, but yeah. It's a very Maine thing. And again, not so much now as the older folks are dying off. I mean, my dad was 80 when he passed back in 2012. You know, oh god damn it, my monitor's flickered black again. I have got to figure out what the hell is causing that. Because it would not be good if I was going some fast speed and then all of a sudden it flickers and I hit something. We're just gonna pass you over here. But yeah, no, there's a lot of weird Mainer speak. You know. Like a lot of Notcha. I'm not going to even try to say that. I will offend people. I will offend Louisiana people. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. Yeah, monitor just flickered black again. I really don't know what the fuck the problem Okay, we're gonna stop the truck for a moment. I'm just gonna like go into my monitor. This is a bad idea. Settings. Let's see. Okay, I just reset my monitor to factory settings, or it is being reset. Why is my game on the wrong monitor now? Okay, there we go. Ooh, that looks terrible. That's not how I had it tuned. I don't like the colors. Fix it. I need to change the colors. But for now, I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to see if that fixed anything. If not, then it's got to be like a system or graphics card setting. Mind you, it's been doing this for like a month, and I'm just now, like, in the middle of a stream. Yeah, I'm going to take care of it. You know, when Chloe's streaming, this monitor doesn't get used because she plays on the TV or doing other things. My OBS is on the monitor next to me. Nope, I wait until I'm streaming to try to deal with a problem. I'm sure there are other people in the world that are like that, though. It's just how I am. Plus, I bet everybody that's on Velora knows. Not that I have an audience anywhere else, I only stream to here. So, I'm basically talking to probably one person. But, it's a very... it's very true of me. I've been very busy, for one. Like, I wasn't gonna take a break to do this, but I was like, well, let's take a break. And my lady's off today. Okay, here's a funny story. My lady's off work today. And a little bit ago, she said, I think I'm going to go into work and see what's going on. I might go through some paperwork so it's done, so I have to deal with it on Monday. Also means she gets to see her mother, too, because her and her mother both work in the same place. But the thing is, like, her and her mother get opposite Fridays off. Yeah, no, they get opposite Fridays off. Like, this is Chloe's Friday off. Next Friday would be Mother's Friday off. The only time they don't get a Friday off, and then it's just like whoever's Friday it was moves to the next Friday, is if it's like the end of the month. Like if the last day of the month falls on a Friday, because they have to do all of the end of the month closing. And so they both have to be there. But it's like on a Friday, if it's Chloe's Friday off and you want a loan, you're waiting till Monday to even have your credit checked. Because when she's off and she's the one that does the loans, there ain't nobody there to do it. So, there you go. I think that's what she was doing. She was going to go in today and run somebody's credit, whatnot. Okay, so now I need North Star or something. Or any of those, but North Star, I guess. Let's see. What is Picket? What the fuck does that mean? Well, that's where it... How do I know where it's going? I'm Oh, it's on this side of it. I'm an idiot. I am a motherfucking idiot. This is where you're picking it up. This is where it's going. My brain. So I need North Star. So here's North Star. So did she end up having to come back home? Or did she try to make work for herself? Because my lady will make work for herself. She will find something to do. I mean, this is a place that has a staff of 3. Her mother, and then a part-time person. So she'll find something. She'll be like, I'm gonna go in for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, do a couple things, see my mother. And then she'll be like, it'll be an hour or 2 later, she comes home. Well, I did this, this, and this, and this. But that means it's less I have to do Monday. So if people come in, which, you know, I almost don't blame her, because with Christmas coming, there's going to be a lot of people that have not bought Christmas presents yet that need Christmas loans, because they do holiday personal loans. So, because they will close early, I think they close early on Christmas Eve. I think they're actually staying open Christmas Eve morning. I can imagine that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday morning are going to be the nightmare of the last-minute Christmas shoppers that realized, I don't have any money. And they're going to want Christmas personal. So her going in today, I really don't blame her. I mean, she gets paid for it the day whether she goes in or not. So, because the person that retired, that she took their place, it was in their agreement that you get paid for that day whether you come in or not. So that every other Friday thing has been a long-standing, it's a full hours paid day. So it's not like she's losing for going in, you know. Me, on the other hand, if you told me, I'm supposed to go to, I'm supposed to go to this. So yeah, she will make work for herself. I just, to me, like, if this was me, no, I would never. You tell me I have a fucking day off? No. Working for myself, I'll work myself to death. But if I'm working for somebody else, you can kiss my ass. You know? Like, when I ran my own shops, I didn't care that I had the, like, craziest work schedule. But, and same with Velora, I don't mind having this crazy work schedule. If I was working for somebody else, I ain't coming out a fucking day off. Kiss my ass. And I like working. I'm also the person that's very terrible at holding jobs. There was that one time that I held a job for a couple hours, and a customer was insisting I was doing my job wrong. When this person was literally what I would consider brainless. And I'm like, no, I'm not getting a manager for you. I'm not doing any of that shit, because I am doing my job, and I'm doing my job correctly. So if you're not happy with it, there's nothing different I can do. This was working mobile phone related at a phone store. And I didn't really at the time need the job, but the businesses that I was running, it was to the point that I had a couple employees working for me doing stuff that, like, some of it was stuff that I don't do. Um, because at the time I had a hand issue and I was waiting for them to fix it. So like I would try to do that type of work and my hand would cramp up and I couldn't do it. So it was to the point that I was annoying the shit out of the people that were working for me because I was there too much just doing nothing. Because there was literally nothing for me to do. So I went and I got this job. I'm like, extra money wouldn't hurt. I don't really need it. I'm doing pretty well right now, but I'm gonna need a job. Yeah, I had that job for a couple hours. And then when the manager tried to tell me, once they moved past me, shoved past me to be exact. Yeah. Um, so then the manager said my conduct was wrong, and I told the manager, I said, you don't shut the fuck up, you're gonna find yourself in the dumpster behind the building by the end of the day, so you might want to shut up. Yeah, that's why I didn't keep that job very long. But then I also demanded they pay me for an entire week. I was like, if you don't pay me for an entire week, I hold the dumpster statement. And they argued that they wouldn't do it, so I kept showing up. I'm like, where's my pay? Where's my pay? Not just a couple hours, where's my pay? And they were like, we're not paying you. I'm like, well, then I guess I need to take a phone. And so I pulled a phone off the shelf and I put it in my fucking pocket and said, I'm going to walk out with this. And if you call the cops, I'm going to put you in the fucking dumpster behind the building. So, do you want the phone back on the shelf and you give me my pay? Or do you want to be in a dumpster? Your choice. And needless to say, it ended up working out. I got my pay. I got a whole week's worth of pay. I only worked about 2.5 hours. I have a very bad job history. The only jobs that have ever been successful was when I was self-employed. The others never really lasted long, except I did have one when I was like 15 or 16. And the only reason it lasted so long was because the boss, who was the owner of the company, was a fucking moron. And mom worked there too. And weird split shift. Like mom would run it in the day and then I would run it late. And he couldn't do it without us, and he was technologically inept. So because things had to go into systems and stuff, he needed me. And because I was young, he felt he could get away with paying me slightly less than, a trained adult. Not too much less. Oh, I negotiated well. I mean, they were asking the other folks, the adult folks that were willing to take the job, they were asking for 25 to 30 in it. I was 15 or 16 and I told him that I wouldn't do it for a dime less than 20 in it. Which for that age I thought was really exquisitely fair, but the only reason that job lasted is because I could do no wrong. Because he did not talk to people on the phone unless he had to. And if somebody had a complaint about a product or a worker, he would tell them to either talk to my mother or to talk to me. So if somebody had a complaint with my mother and they called him, he'd be like, I'll talk to Corey. And if they had a complaint about me, he would tell him, well, then talk to Lois. And so, of course, my mother's not going to cause me any trouble, and I'm not going to cause my mother to lose the job. So people would have to complain to my mother about me or complain to me about my mother, and we'd just never do anything. You know, we would just hear the complaint, tell them we're writing it down, and then but we weren't actually writing it down. So it was like a job we couldn't get fired from. But then, like, he was very close to going under, like very, very close to going under. And he went and bought this expensive label printer. I'm talking about like not some like Dymo label printer. I'm talking about this big ass metal box that makes a computer tower look small. That like factory grade label printer. A couple days before that, one of his drivers, delivery drivers for the products he was selling, they used a lot of rider rental trucks to do deliveries. Just a couple days prior, one of his drivers went under a low clearance bridge and had ripped off the top of a rider truck. And he had yet to tell Ryder that had happened. And yet he went out and bought this fucking expensive label printer. And like a child, I'm not shitting you, like a child, this man turned the label printer on full speed. And he was in a desk chair, you know, the one with wheels that spins around. And he was sitting there spinning around in a fucking desk chair, rolling the roll of labels around himself. And so that's why when I had that job, I was not able to lose that job. Because that is the moron that person was. But every other job I had after that, like, it was constantly me threatening to put a boss in a dumpster. And if I had to get a job today, it'd be the same thing. You tell me I'm doing something wrong, I'm gonna look you in the eye, and I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna end up in a fucking dumpster. Because my mother taught me a couple things. Never let people tell you no. No matter who it is, never let anybody, and Mom made that clear, anybody, not just a boss, any human being, never let anyone tell you no in any situation. You are the only one that's allowed to say no, not the other person. And I think that's the most important life lesson I ever learned, is that my mother told me, don't ever let anyone else say no. If they say no, you persist, you keep pushing forward. You're the only one that's allowed to say no. And I think that is the most important thing I ever learned in my life, was no. If somebody tells me no, I need to keep going. I need to push forward. I need to make sure that the only acceptable no is the no that I say. My mother taught me other great things too. My mother taught me how to swear like a sailor too, so there's that. But, you know, I come by it so honestly. But, you know, I think that's why I was successful in business, is because I didn't let people tell me. I think that's why Velora will be successful, is because I'm not going to let people tell me no. And to the people that do decide they're going to tell me no, if they're really dead set on that no, well then, I'm going to build a competitor to your product. Like, there are people we've talked to about integrations that there's ongoing talks, but they haven't been pleasant. And if they settle on a hard no, all that means is I am going to take and I am going to build a competitor to their product and put them out of business. Because you don't tell me no. It all boils down to this thing that has been ingrained in me since childhood, is that I am the only side that is allowed to say no. I have no idea what you said, but...
No.
Whatever. Whatever. Give me a second. Let me get this truck to the end of this road, and then I'll be right back. And now my lady's gonna make every no-related joke under the sun and say no to me for the rest of the day. Which she's probably the only person on the planet that could say no and I would listen. And that's just because I'm kind. But no, I don't take no for an answer. I just don't. It has been ingrained in my nature since childhood. I am not about to fucking change. Okay, so now I am parked at the... No, I'm not. It's after this turn. Again, better than the Halloween roads. Oh wait, that's where I need to deliver it. So we're actually good. Okay. We deliver the trip. Yay. Okay, guys, so I am going to be right back. I'm going to be right back. We've done 3 out of 5 of the unique locations, so we need to do Rudolph's Crafts or Snowy Peaks next. And then we need a total of 15 Christmas deliveries, so I will be right back. See you on the other side. I have returned. So now we need to go from Rudolph's Crafts or Snowy Peaks. So let's see. Here's a Rudolph's Crafts, so we're gonna just take that one. We're gonna begin the delivery. I know I need to do 15 of these, but they don't matter where to and from after you do one from each. So we're gonna go all the way over to Rudolph's Crafts. This beautiful snowy area. All the cute little Christmas houses. And Christmas shops. And look at the charming post office. I love this little winter town. I do. I think it's cute. So guys, yes. So anyway, I'm gonna try to get at least these 5 jobs done. I don't know how after that I might end this for the day, and Chloe will probably be streaming later. I'm not sure. But we are taking today as a no changes to the Velora website day. So don't expect any Friday feature drops. Sorry, people. I think our next Friday feature drop probably won't happen until the end of the year. But as I said earlier, we are closer and edging ever closer to the first release candidate for the Velora mobile app. So we're getting there. There's gonna be things that are gonna happen that's gonna be great, and it's gonna bring more of your community over with us, because your viewers will be able to view on them. So it's going to be a very good thing. That, as I said, the hardest part about it is Apple has to approve us. Google will have to approve us, but I don't see that not happening. If Apple doesn't approve us, maybe I need to fire off a nasty email to Tim Cook. Go straight to the top. You bastard. Approved me. Signed. Adjourned. And don't think I wouldn't do it. I probably would not have done something like that to Steve Jobs. I respected him. Tim Cook, he's not a bad guy. But he's not a visionary. Like Steve Jobs was a visionary and a genius. Tim Cook is a businessman. There's the difference. And the reason that I respect and admire Steve Jobs so much is because we are one and the same. I have been told this my entire life, that I am equally as genius and equally as much as a visionary as Steve Jobs. Enough that it made me study the man and study how he did presentations, study how he did work. You know, and that's why Velora is so goddamn beautiful. Is because of that. But anyway, I'm gonna move on from who I might fire nasty emails off to. That's probably not something we want on a VOD on YouTube for the rest of forever. Not that I care. In Corey Lejeune, people have to listen to. It's just what it is. It's been that way since I was a fucking child. But anyway. Take a moment and take a look at that. Like, they really do care. This game and their holiday stuff is always special. So guys, now we're going to Rudolph's Crafts, where we pick up our next trailer. That is true. You gotta love the stuff they do in this game. Now I gotta back up and get that trailer. Instead of admiring the thing, do your job. Also look at the trailers for the Christmas. It's so cute. It is all so charming. Again, I will never fail to give this game the credit they deserve, because they actually deserve it. Now I'm on this way. I just wonder if it's going to be like 10 years before they get to Maine. I mean, they put out, what, a state or two a year? And you seem to be coasting along, like, the south. So it's like, how long is it going to take them to get up to Maine? And then when Maine comes out, if they don't do it right, I'm going to be on their ass. And I'm going to make sure they read. If they don't do it right, I'm going to make sure they read. But you know, I've driven through parts of Texas on here that my lady and I've been through in real life. They do a pretty damn good job for having to make these things smaller and at scale, and for not being able to use, you know, real buildings or real, you know, brands. So I doubt there'll be much trouble, but should not be yawning. It is only 3:21 p.m. here. make this delivery. First, I'm gonna try to not hit an ice bank. Give me a second, folks. Sorry about that. I'm sorry, give me a second. I don't know. Hold on. Okay, now we're gonna head to the delivery. Hmm. Shit. Now we just need snowy peaks. Which we're not going to find, so we're just going to do this. So since we're here, we're going to clear off. Some roads. It always feels good to clear out some of that stuff. And I did not just hit that car, I promise. Excuse me. But, yeah. Driving on ahead. So we still need snowy peaks. So let's see. We're gonna do that. And that'll be delivery 6 out of 15, but that will be our 5th. locations. After that, it's just from wherever, you know, as long as it's within Winterland. Okay. Where's the nearest portal? Guessing that. Hey, Luna. No, because when he ain't happy, he ain't happy. Yeah. What? What happened to your power? I wondered where you went. Because you were all chatty and then you were gone. And people don't just do that. I mean, people do just do that, but you don't do that. You don't do that. I can't fucking speak. Snow and high winds. Okay. I do not envy you. Do not. Although I will say, with Christmas coming, it would kind of be nice to get a little snow on Christmas. You know. Is it really gonna be 75 on Christmas? Well, that ain't gonna happen. She just told me it's gonna be 75 on Christmas.
Christmas.
Never mind, it's 77. Sorry.
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve is 78. Mm. There ain't gonna be snow here on Christmas. Yeah, but we were like in freezing temperatures just like 2 days ago. You know, fucking West Texas. I'm over all of that. Well, hopefully our weather takes a turn and we get something like that. Maybe not fucking piece of shit. Not you in the chat, the trailer in front of me. Um, yeah. It would, because it'd just be nice, you know? It doesn't have to be a lot of snow. It could just be a pretty little dusting. If not, you know, if I just want to have that experience, they're just gonna okay. They're just gonna have to, you know, get like a powdered sugar truck and just drop that on our front yard or something. If they dropped a truck of cocaine on our front yard, that might attract the wrong people. But if they want to drop a truck of powdered sugar on the front yard, that looks like snow too. You know? Welcome back. I'm still here. I didn't go anywhere. I am all over the fucking road. But you know, I really don't care. My goal is to get there as fast as possible. If I could cut across the fields, there's too many invisible walls in this game. If I could cut across the field, these deliveries would be done a lot faster. I mean, I cut across parking lots, across medians. I mean, it's just like, it's whatever gets the delivery done fast. And no, you know, I have Euro Truck Sim. Well, that was the right time to redeem. That's what she said. Don't you love the custom channel point cards? They really are cool. Twitch will never be that good. Kick will never be that good. Porting them to the mobile app is going to be an absolute shit show of a nightmare. I hate to be that honest, but it's going to be bad, I think. Shit. Moved back too far. Because, like, right now, Hold on. Let me bring up the mobile app on my phone in front of me. I'm pretty sure they're all just rendering standard cards at the moment. Because like even the first and second, like started those when I was tired. When am I not? And they even have the wrong wording. It's like instead of was first to the stream, I think it says took first place or something. Um, I'm like, yep, okay, wording doesn't match. Need to change that. I'll get there. Um, let me bring my stream up on the phone. Which, just the fact that I'm able to do that is this oddball miracle. Yeah, like there's a huge where that redeem is in the chat history. Right now there's a huge error message. Let's see. Null check operator used on a null value. See docs.flutter.dev. Scroll. So yeah, custom cards are not quite rendering. Jesus fucking Christ, how big of an error block do you have to put there? Right now I'm looking at a big red chat block because I'm scrolling. I think I'm scrolling. Right now all I see is red. Let's see, can I go back out and go back in? And... Also, I need to look back. Was that? I mean, the first time card is not terrible. I mean, it's missing profile. Ah, shit, I just do. How did I do that twice? Jack. I didn't. My fingers are not coordinated enough. Fucking... I don't even know. Actually, right now, that wouldn't matter because the fucking... Hold on. Clearing the app. Restarting the app. Back to my channel. I'm gonna get this delivery done so it doesn't end up being late. After that, I'm gonna take a back break and then get probably one more in, and then probably it'll be dinner time, and then after dinner will probably be stream time for Chloe. So possible golf or something else if she decides to do something else. I know someday she'll go back to that little kitty game. Wasn't that the one where you were doing weird things with the raccoon in the city? That could come off really wrong. But shit, please don't crash the train. We're good. But I think I saw they had a Christmas patch with like some holiday stuff in it. I don't know. I don't know if it's also on Xbox or if it was just on. I mean, if they pushed the update on Steam, I would think they would have pushed it on Xbox. Okay, now let's started the app. The thing that I hate about running apps in debug mode is that it logs every touch you make, so the app does run slower. I did push a regular run build. It's definitely on. Yeah, I still need to get emotes rendering in the chat. So some cards render. Has anybody claimed second on fire? Or have they not? They haven't. If you want to go ahead and do that. Oh, and it put you in there twice, too. I mean, I actually don't hate what the celebration cards for that look like on mobile. Those might actually stay that way, but they need to load the profile picture. Because I will admit, the ones on mobile actually kind of look nicer than the ones on the website for that. Odd. But then again, I left them low profile for a reason. Like, I made them slight. As you can tell, they're slightly smaller than the other cards. Because I didn't want that shit to take up a lot of room. The other thing is, it did send it twice on. That's another thing that I have to fix. Screenshot. I do a lot of that. Ah, shit. Yeah. It's not supposed to happen that way. It's still kind of cool to be sitting here. Whoa. That really. No, we're fine. This particular delivery is going to be a little shook up. But it is an interesting feeling to like have my phone sitting on a dock next to me here, and I'm seeing my own stream on, and it's on a platform that I built. So much oddballs, like things that are just so surreal about all of this. And when I get to be the one that puts Twitch out of business, which is I have two goals: to make a really good home for everybody that needs a place to stream, and two, to be the final knife in the back of Twitch that puts them out of business. Kick is going to put themselves out of business. I have no worries there. They're going to put themselves out of business. And I don't care. Kick and I don't have... I mean, we don't have a positive relationship, but we don't have the negative relationship that Twitch and I... Or that fuckface Clancy. And I don't care if this is on the VOD for the world to see. I would love for him to know how. He deserves to know. You know, I haven't bugged him in a while. I haven't sent him a message in a while. I should send him a message and let him know. It's for the fuck of it. But anyway. Actually, you know what I should do? I should, because Stan Clancy is still on my Discord friends list, I should send him a message and be like, look, you fucked me over so badly that instead of fighting you, I built something better than what you guys are doing. Have fun rotting in hell. Like, that's what I should do. That's what I should write him and say. Ass shit. Pay attention to the road, not to your rant. But I should. I totally should. I should totally message that fucker and be like, look, because you're incompetent, inept, and don't know how to treat people, I created something that's better than anything you'll ever be a part of. And when Twitch goes under, don't come crawling to me asking for a job application, because I wouldn't hire your sorry ass, you know? Like, I should write it that way. I should just be full expressive, like, go ham. It's not like I'm ever going to get my Twitch back anyway, and even if I could or would, I don't want it back now. Because if I had my Twitch back, you know what it would be for? I would go into people's chat rooms. But no, if I had my Twitch back, let's be fully honest here. If I had my Twitch back, I would use it and I would go into the channels of smaller streamers that are struggling to get affiliates, struggling to whatever. And I would befriend them. And then I would tell them, look, you know, if you don't feel you're making it here, there's somewhere better you could be. And I know people hate people that advertise shit, but I would be that person. Like, I honestly feel that, like, as much as it's kind of against Twitch's rules to talk about other platforms, I think 3 or 4 of us should have Twitch accounts. Technically, I'm not allowed to have one, but guess what? I do. It's Clancy, you guys are all morons and inept. But I think we should have Twitch accounts where we go and we find some streamers and we try to poach them. You know, try to bring them over. Get to know them, befriend them, and then be like, you know, you could make a higher sub split over here. You know, you could, you know, like, I do that, you know, and I know that's kind of a terrible thing to do, but I think we should. Because I think some people would actually listen. I mean, you're not going to go to like a fucking Twitch partner and do that because they're not going to listen, and they should, because guess what? Twitch partners get a better sub split over here than they get on Twitch, because that's how Twitch works in 2025. So, you know, like, once the mobile app is out, before the mobile app is out, we should definitely start bringing more people over, no matter what it takes. I don't care. I don't care if it means going into Kick streams and Twitch streams and being like, look, are you tired? Like on Kick, the message on Kick is, are you tired of people dropping emotes in your chat that don't give a shit about you? I mean, maybe not that harsh, because that's a little harsh way to put it, but I mean, something along those lines. Are you tired of the emote spam? Are you tired of this, that, you know, whatever? Are you tired of the bot problem? Are you tired of this? Are you tired of that? There's somewhere better. And on the Twitch side, are you tired of, you know, not being cared about? Are you tired of being treated like you don't matter? Are you tired of getting financially screwed by a platform that takes most of your money? Yeah, like there's so many angles we could go with that, and I think we should prepare to be banned, but I think we should. I just do. Not like it wouldn't be my first Twitch ban. Would be my first Kick ban, but it would not be my first Twitch ban. It would be one of, I don't even fucking know how many at this point, because yeah, I did make other accounts because I wanted to chat with my friends. I wanted to support people. And then, oh no, ban evasion. Go fuck yourselves, Twitch. You will never, like, if you IP banned me or you found a way to hardware ban me, then I will make a virtual machine generate a fucking different network address, different MAC address, different hardware ID, VPN with a residential fucking proxy. You cannot keep me out. You should know that by now. I might not be eligible to be paid by you guys, but Twitch will never be able to keep me out. Because they have tried extensively. Like, there was at one point where, like, they had actually, like, found out I had a static IP and issued an IP ban. Of course I got around. Fucking dipshits. Like, they don't know who they're up against. They're up against me, and they don't realize how that works. Anyway, guys, I will be right back, and then I'm gonna try to get one more job in before dinner time. So I will be right back, and I will see you on the other side of that. Be right back. And sorry that you had to listen to my rant, but I really think it's the way to go. I hate to be that kind of person, but I really think it's that way to go. I think we need to try to, like, start socializing with streamers on other platforms that we don't know and get them to, like, realize we are the good people. But anyway, I will be right back. Okay, I am back and we are gonna go and we are gonna see if there is a quick job I can get from here. Thank you. I'm gonna see if there's a quick job I can get from here. After that, we'll be eating, and then I don't know if she'll. Also, if you've not listened this year, I put out 2 Christmas songs this year. One was called When Christmas Comes Home. And thanks to Pigsfield Studio and I just drew a blank on the other lab. That's terrible. Helped make the music video for When Christmas Comes Home on my YouTube. And using AI technology and a bunch of family photos and other things. And trust me, I didn't get to see it in the beginning. And what they delivered at the end is there were relatives and friends that have passed away. And so in the kitchen scene on the video for When Christmas Comes Home, we get to see my cousin Phyllis, who passed away before Mom did, and her husband Fred. You get to see a scene of me as a child with my dad. That was a photograph that they brought to life. You get to see Mom and I hugging, which was them bringing that to life. And then at the end of the video, on the Like an Old Dear Friend line lyric of the song, a friend of mine who taught me a lot about photography, who passed away a couple of years ago, they took a photo of us and they brought it to life, and it shows us smiling and laughing together. So the music video for When Christmas Comes Home is really special. They did a lot of work on it, and as I said, when I saw it, I cried because these people that I love and care about, that have passed away, got to be alive again in this music video. So the music video for When Christmas Comes Home is on the Corey Lejeune YouTube. And then the other Christmas song that I wrote this year, which did not get a video, is called Merry Christmas, Stranger. It's also a very beautiful holiday song, but 2 totally different perspectives of Christmas and holidays and what they mean. And the video, as I said, for When Christmas Comes Home is on YouTube, but both songs are available on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, basically wherever you stream music. And those were my contributions to this year's Christmas, because I did a whole Christmas album last year. I didn't want to do a whole Christmas album this year. But I was having a writing session, and I had started writing When Christmas Comes Home. I'm like, this is really beautiful. I have to do it this year. And then they did that video for me. I did a lot of stuff in front of a green screen, and then they did put this video together. And then with Merry Christmas, Stranger, which doesn't have a video, again, it was just, I was sitting there and this thought came to my mind, and it would be perfect in like a Lifetime or a Hallmark movie, because it's basically about meeting a stranger. Like, if you set the scene, if Merry Christmas, Stranger was to have a video, it would be like you're down on your luck and your truck broke down right outside some old diner, and you met this person that let you know there's still good nature in the world. There's still good energy in the world, and that a stranger can bring back hope. So both songs are very, in my opinion, very beautiful and very special to me, and so I'm glad that I was able to do two Christmas songs this year while we were finishing up my first album of 2026, which we don't have a release date yet for, but it is 95% done. It's basically it's a couple lines I have to re-record, and then after that it goes off to mastering. And we pick a release date. And I don't know, I don't really want to release it in January because, I released an album this year in January, Transparent. And January is a weird time to release music. Um, I don't think it does as well, and I don't know why. And the album that I'm finishing, a couple of the songs were written 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, and I never got to. Like the lyrics were written, and then I never did anything with them, and then my heart went on me, so I never got to record them. And so, like, the next album I'm putting out, when you think about it, some of those songs being written that many years ago, like, this is an album that was technically a decade in the making, so I I'm excited for that when it comes. Um, and my music team will be so happy when it comes because then it means I can't call them up and say, I don't like the guitar on this track, please redo it. Or, I don't like the horns on this track, please redo it. Because there is one song on the album that's coming out sometime next year that we've done 15 different versions of the music arrangement. Like, I, on my laptop somewhere, have 15 different versions of this song. And it's because I wasn't happy with it. Wasn't happy with it. And we kept redoing it. And we kept redoing it. And I just wasn't happy with it. And I'm finally happy with it. The amount of work that not just myself, but Dave Johnson, Chaz Evans, and other folks that I've worked with in music, some of them that I've known since getting into the music industry, shortly before my 7th birthday, because mom, got me into the industry young. Um, these folks, they don't mind it. They enjoy working with me because I always give them a challenge. And then when I say I don't like something, it challenges them to make it more interesting. And so they don't mind. But I know they're going to be grateful to know that it's finally released. And so there won't be any more revisions. Because, like, it's normal. When I do an album, it's normal to do, like, maybe, like, I'll work with them, we'll write the music, and then it's like, can we, like, change the arrangement? And the second arrangement is usually the right one. Or we decide, no, the second arrangement isn't right, let's go back to the first one, but let's tweak the instruments, I don't think until this album they've ever probably worked with somebody that we did 15 revisions of one song just because I wasn't happy with it, And none of it was lyrical changes. I mean, there's still the original lyrics from the first version. It's just the music and the way it was done was changed 15 times. And which means I recorded it. So for that 15 times, I probably recorded each version 10 times because you don't always get the perfect take in the first, the perfect vocal in the first take. I mean, I have some songs where I've recorded the song, and that doesn't matter because it's on me, where I'll record the song 20 or 30 times, And if I don't get a perfect take in 30 times, which has happened before, especially some of those with those higher notes in them. What we end up doing is we'll pick like, okay, verse 1 from take 10 was really good. Let's use that. Verse 2 from take 12 was really good. Let's use that. And we'll just, piece together from the different takes. Which is why I'm always nervous when I go back to do like virtual concerts. Since I can't go out and perform live, I end up doing, the digital concerts like we did last Christmas, where I just stream it live. Like I think last year's was on YouTube, Kick, and Twitch, I think. I need to go this way. If I remember correctly. And it's like, I'm so nervous because, with something that's live, you get one shot. And if you fuck it up, you fuck it up. And so that's just kind of like the nature of the beast with live. But a lot of the ones that have the higher notes, we end up rewriting them for a separate live. Like we will knock it down a key or something. I know I'm kind of in your way, but can you please move? Thank you. Like a lot of the ones when I'm gonna do something live of it, we will modify the arrangement to be a little bit lower. Or like when I did the tribute to Toby Keith. I'm sure many people have heard the song Don't Let the Old Man, which is very low. Very, very low. Much, again, just like a lot of the highs are on that hard for my range, those lows on that are hard for my range. And so I had to do that one live once for a virtual event, and we had to bring it up a little bit because I kept rehearsing and I'm like, this is hurting my throat, and I don't want to crack during the performance. So, there's a lot where we have alternate versions of the tracks ready to go to do a live vocal on top of. And I'm still kind of hoping to do a Christmas concert this year, but it is December 19th. We have some of the music ready, and of course I could reuse a couple of the tracks from last year. And we did do a different arrangement for When Christmas Comes Home that I really like for use for live, but we'll see. So we've done 8 out of 15 deliveries. That's pretty good for one day. We have until the 11th of January for the Christmas event. And we have until the 8th of February for the Louisiana event. So we have time. It's not like I'm on a rush, and I do, other than getting the Velora app right, the site is pretty stable and things are pretty good. So I'm gonna hopefully get to have more breaks. But anyway, I'm very excited for if we do get to do the Christmas virtual concert this year. If we don't, we don't. I might just end up doing a YouTube video, a non-edited or not heavily edited, YouTube video with a single take with the track we had done if I don't get to do the virtual concert. Because we did work really hard on the arrangement for the live version, and I hate that it's not going to get used if I don't have enough time to pull together organizing the cameras and stuff like that. And of course, when I do the live virtual concerts, I can't see chat because I'm doing them. I mean, the last one was done on our back patio and beamed into the living room, so somebody's watching OBS and watching all that stuff while I'm just out there doing my thing, so I don't get to see any of the chat or any of that. Just because it's too complicated to add one more variable to the fact that we have like the iPhone camera propped up somewhere and all this stuff. But I agree on Fire. I am hoping more breaks too. Because, from the beginning at the end of September to like a couple weeks ago, I was still working till 4 a.m. every day. It was like 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. And now it's like I'm starting my days at like 10 or 11 a.m., but I'm still staying up late. And so I'd like to kind of get that back to normal again. I'd like to be, I think, reasonably, if my day started at 9 and my work day started at 10 or 11, and I use that first couple hours to organize, and then I have my lunch break when Chloe comes home from lunch, and then I work till, from 1 to 6 or 7 in the evening, and then I'm done. That would be like ideal, because then I could spend more time socializing with people. I could spend more time streaming. I could spend more time meeting other streamers. Because I've been trying to make a point of, if I notice somebody new registers, I do stop in their chat and I do say hello and introduce myself and let them know if they need anything, I'm here. And because I care about this platform. This is not some corporate project where there are people that don't care. I care. On Fire, who's in my chat, is one of our mods in our Discord, and they care a great deal about the platform, as well as, we have Prime Lord as a mod, Ace Draconis as a mod, Flame as a mod. I hope I'm not forgetting anybody. That's the mod team, right? I'm gonna feel so guilty if I forgot somebody. But yeah, we have a really great mod team on the Discord, and all of the mod team is very passionate. And then we have some users that have gone Velora only, who are not multi-streaming. They are streaming on Velora only. And then we have a couple streamers who they multi-stream 2 days a week. And then there's 3 days a week where they're only on Velora. And I think that's very special. I think we're going to see a lot more of that. I hope we do. Platforms have to make money to survive, so bringing your communities over here really makes all the difference in the world, because if they're subscribing over here, that helps the platform survive. But the streamer also gets 10% more than they would over on Twitch. And technically right now for December, now through the 31st, they get 20% more than they would get on Twitch. Because now through December 31st, it is a 70-30 sub split. And then January 1st, it will go back to the 60-40 sub split, which is still 10% more than Twitch. And it'll go back on January 1st whenever I wake up, because there's not a timer on it. I didn't make that a timed thing. It's literally a setting that I adjust myself. So it's whenever I remember on January 1st to set the sub split back. maybe we'll have a grace week. Maybe we'll have a 65% week for the first week of January. Don't quote me on that, but we might. I might do a nice thing, and we might have a bonus week where there's still an extra 5%. So you'd still be getting 15% more than on Twitch. I don't mind doing that in these early days because, for one, it brings people over. For two, it helps streamers. And, sustainably in the long-term picture, once we have hundreds or thousands of people, we do have to be careful, because the costs of servers are not cheap. I mean, with 10 to 15 people streaming, it's this more manageable number. But the second you're 100, 250, 500, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. You're multiplying the current cost basically by 20, by 30, by 40, by 50, by, whatever, as you have to scale. So we have to be really responsible once we scale. But right now there's more room to be flexible a little bit. So I don't mind, giving a little bit more to the streamers because I think they deserve it. And I don't earn any income from the platform myself either. My only income from being here is direct donations to me or the subs and volts that people give to me. I don't make anything from this platform myself. All money that is made from the platform lives in the payouts, bills, and taxes accounts for Velora and are not able to be touched by me at this point. So I am personally not getting a paycheck or a profit. I have put in more hours than you can imagine, and I don't care that I'm not being paid for it because it's for you guys. It's for communities everywhere. It's for going back to the days of Mixer and leaving drama at the door and creating something truly unique that nobody else but me could do. And I know that sounds conceited, but when I was a child and I was studying design at a very young age and studying computers, while other children were playing with Legos, I was, taking the old Packard Bell computer apart and putting it back together because that was a thing. A lot of people probably don't even know what Packard Bell is. And so I got compared a lot of my life. I got compared to Steve Jobs. That I was as intelligent as Steve Jobs and I was as much of a visionary as Steve Jobs. And it gave me the desire to study him heavily. And I became as bad as he is about things like fonts and typeface and things like that. Because good design, once again, if the thing doesn't work, good design doesn't mean anything. But if something works and it looks terrible, that's also a terrible experience as well. And so you have to have something that works really well, but also looks really good to make the experience perfect. And so that's the one thing that I kind of take with me. But anyway, I have food in front of me. So everybody, I want to say this. Always pay it forward. Simple gestures matter. What might not be a lot to you might be life-changing to somebody else. To your friends, to your family, to your loved ones. If you can go see them, go see them. If you can't go see them, call them, text them. Life is short. Don't be a fucking terrible human being. It doesn't look good on you. It doesn't look good on me. It doesn't look good on anybody else. And always strive to make a dent in the universe. We're going to raid out. So when I put this raid message out there, you will see a box at the top of the screen. And all you have to do is click copy raid message. And it will intelligently, this is a core feature of Velora. No other platform does this. It will tell you to click copy sub message, and it will know, or copy raid message, and it will know if you're subscribed or not, and it will copy the right message based on your relationship to this channel, so you can paste it where we're going. So show some love to where we're going. I believe they're trucking right now as well. So thank you guys. Show some love.